The fastest run through of the Zeus CL and ES you are going to find. Zeus ES, cargo bay, very small amount of cargo, great for supplies, small vehicle, nice and simple. Got habitation, lockers for your stuff. You got a crew galley, little fridges that open. I'm not going to show you them opening, they open. Main hallway, most of your components, engineering screens are in. You've got some suit lockers, very cool, well placed. The airlock exit is very cool. It's an awesome way to exit the ship in EVA on the ground. More weapon lockers, small and large, plus tools, and of course the bridge. Secondary exit, you got a ladder you can climb up. I chose to just jump down, but nice and simple. Very small ship, very great use of space. When I have my hands on one myself, I'll fly it around more often. I was borrowing somebody else's here for a quick video. Zeus CL, massive cargo bay. Not the most convenient for loading stuff into, but still. Weapon rack in the back, I love this. It's a great feature, great use of space. Move through to the same kitchen area, the same quarters area, except it lacks the bathroom, just a heads up. Components in the same place, suit lockers in the same place, weapons racks in the same place. Simple. They're not very big ships. I like them, they're well designed, but there's not a whole lot to show you here. They're just really simple, small to medium sized ships for a crew of 2 or 3 that are very convenient. Leave through the airlock and get up on the roof. This is great for those ground mission type people, or if you get stranded somewhere, got to jump up somewhere. It's very easy to get up on the roof of this ship. I thought that was a really interesting feature to talk about. Visible components. It's just well designed, great paneling, really nice colors stock, but there's some great paints. Heading back over to the ES here. We won't go with the ladder, it was being a little bit buggy in the PTU. I'm sure they'll fix it before it goes live. Bottom mounted turret you can see there on the ES. Really, really good firing arc from the bottom down. They have the same one on the CL. It's the MR that has an extra turret. Personally, I'm going to go for the ES. I'm not a cargo guy. This thing has more shields, more fuel, a little bit more armor than the cargo variant. Apologize for any lagging or stuttering that's going on. I was burning through this in PTU wave 1 or 2, and it was kind of laggy. Went ahead and asked the owner of the ship if I could take it for a test flight, which they said yes to, and just hopped in. Quick little third and first person run around of the lake here. I think it's a great looking ship. I love the lines, I love the shape. I'm going to turn my C1 into one. The C1, we'll do a comparison video later, C1 versus Zeus ES, but the Spirit C1 will be faster and more maneuverable, whereas the Zeus with a crew has a bit more firepower, more armor, and more range. It's worth pointing out, while I will do a longer video on this, that right now in the PTU, fuel values are standardized, so the ES does not have more fuel than the CL, but it will. The whole point of the ship is it has more fuel. Much like when the Cutter Rambler came out, it had the same amount of fuel and has since been balanced. Little flight around the city. I did notice something with the ship here. I was having a hard time getting her to accelerate. Even with the landing gear, pulled up, the ship just wasn't going up to her maximum speed. I saw other people in global chat talking about this issue, so I think it was just something wrong with the ship at the time. You should know that this ship had been available in PTU for about 15 minutes when I did this, so some issues are to be expected. There's more patches coming out before this goes live. But beautiful lines. I do love the stock color on the ES. I'd probably get a paint for the CL with the blue and yellow, unless you're into that. Does not handle as well as a Spirit, not as maneuverable, acceleration's not as good, but I think a lot of that was also whatever kind of bug was going on with the Zeus not having its acceleration. I tried deploying a retracting landing gear, I tried switching modes, she just wasn't moving very well. There's also a lot of stuttering. That's not your screen, that's not YouTube, that's PTU, but I figured it was worth doing a really quick rundown of what this thing looks like, how it lands. I think it's going to be a great ship for things like ground missions, bunker running, small crew gameplay. There'll be bugs with the ship when it hits live, I'm sure. There always are. But I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really good size. The footprint of it's going to be great for things. It's not as wide as the C1. It lands very easy. It handles quite well. That's it. That's both Zeuses that are coming out with 3.2, 4.2. Let me know in the comments if you plan on grabbing one, if you already have one, if you hate it, if you love it, whatever. And we'll talk more about this when it hits live and we can fly them all ourselves. Thanks very much. I'll see you guys out in the verse.